This is how we get down. What's good, everybody? Welcome into a Friday episode of Coach and Company. I am your navigator. I am your host. I am your CEO. Whatever you want to call me, I run this ship here on Stadium and Bally Sports Live. We're here every single weekday, also on demand on Saturday, and YouTube and social media only on Sunday morning, getting you set for the NFL day. Now, before we look forward, we must always look back. And we've had kind of a kiss your sister kind of week. And again, last night. However, we'll talk to Brandon here in a second. Everybody had a check mark except for my man. But he's back today. He's not running from it. He's not hiding from it. That's not what we do. Now, I appreciate all of you who watched last night. We had a premium pop-up for the second night in a row. So let's do the schedule first. Today, as you know, 2 to 4 Eastern time after the morning show, we have Off the Ropes from AEW today. We've got Orange Cassidy live on the show on Sirius XM, channel 156. We've got the podcast around 11:15 a.m. Eastern time. And then if you missed any of the Coach and Bro show yesterday, I encourage you, go back and watch it on demand. We had the former president of the USA Network when he dealt with the WWE and all of those deals through all the years on what it's like now to do deals with ESPN, with Netflix. Incredible interview. We had it for 2 segments. I encourage you to go back and watch the full episode whenever you get a chance today or tomorrow. All right. We want you to become a premium member because we're going to be adding a lot more. You get extra episodes during the day. You also get the premium pop-ups, and it's so much fun. And last night we had so many people in there. So thank you. Scan that QR code. Become a premium member today. Also, for those of you on the BTT premium side, because some of you double dip, we'll be starting those watch-alongs very, very soon with me and Vince. So that's going to be exciting. So that's a lot of information. That's why you take down your paper and your pencil and you take notes. But I don't do this thing by myself. I've got a bunch of guys that are fired up and ready to go, and they want a winning day and a winning weekend. So, yeah, I knew they were ready. Let's beat the books. All right, look who I've got today. Now, we have men here on the show, grown-ass men that don't run from anything. So I'm starting upper left. My man from BetMGM tonight. Now, didn't have his best night, but today's another day. Brandon, good morning.
Good morning, Coach. Look, you know, you win some, you lose some. Sometimes you lose more than you win, which is why I'm not rich, and I'm here, and I'm talking with you guys because I'm back, and we're gonna win today. We're gonna win.
I have that feeling, and you also don't know that the Giants are gonna beat the Eagles 34-17. Who could have called that one? You know?
Yeah, and instead of giving the ball to Saquon, they're going to tush push 5 times from the 3-yard line to get Jalen Hurts into the end zone, and the Phillies lose in the worst possible way ever.
Hey. It was only 4.
Oh,
and yes, the Phillies ending was like a 6-year-old little leaguer trying to throw the ball. Yes, that happened too. It was unreal. If you guys haven't seen it, brutal if you're a Phillies fan. Now, the person that's right below you, Brandon, just put his thumb up like he called that last night. Soupy, don't think for a second that we're going to believe that you were in your little ivory tower going, yeah, Jackson Dart's going to play like an all-pro. Cam Scattaboo is going to play like a Hall of Famer. You did not call that, so stop it. But I will give you your flowers. You had a 17-point win over the defending champs.
Yeah, oh man, I did not believe they were going to go into Lincoln Financial and actually beat the Eagles, but they came with the Scatterboom. Best win in 10 years. I called it. It is awesome to see.
What did you just say?
It's the best win in 10 years.
No. The first part. You don't even know where the game was last night?
I was at. You're right. It was at.
It was in your house.
It was. You're right.
In your house. Brad,
I don't know why. All week I kept thinking it was on the road. I do not know why. I do not know.
All the Giants fans that were cheering on camera.
I know. I'm still feeling it from the lounge. I'm still feeling it.
Apparently
Still
so.
feeling
It's
it.
been a 2-week buzz. All right, next. Brandon's over there going, what am I doing on this show? All right. Now, he was here last night. I got to tell you, this guy is an absolute savage. If you want a masterclass in live betting for an hour and a half, I encourage you, become a premium member. Raphael, unbelievable job last night. Good morning to you.
Yes, we just kept on cashing with East Carolina live betting plus 17.5, plus 18.5. I don't understand what BetMGM was doing. So easy winners for that. But good morning, family. Good morning, everybody. Should be a great Friday, a great weekend. And my betting screen is blowing up like it's Saturday morning. I don't know why all these college football numbers are moving right now.
Oh, interesting. There are 3 big games tonight, including a ranked team on the field tonight in South Florida. Now, I believe you said Friday, and if I put a word in front of it that says footy, then that means our next man is fired up and ready to go. International breaks don't scare him. Live from the Dirty. Big Chuck, how are you?
Morning, Coachman company. Yeah, Soup Man threw me off there. Or Soup Doggy Dog threw me off there. I was like, I thought they played in New York. So yeah, a nice catch. Yeah, international. It doesn't matter. We'll find a way to cash some tickets ready to get going.
I love you so much, Soup Doggy Dog.
Here, my problem was I was waiting in Philadelphia for my tickets. I think that was my problem.
Did we not just talk about jokes in the pre-show meeting that nobody would know what they mean? Did we? Interesting.
We did.
You don't know because you weren't there. No. All right, let's get to it. Now, we have had a basically lose juice week across the board, and I want to change that today. So I got one question. Who wants? Damn, he wants to get right back at it. All right, Soupy or Soup. No, we don't use them twice. Best bets, go.
I'm going with one of those college football games tonight. I'm taking South Florida on the money line. It matters who you play, and South Florida has been tested. They've played a ranked Boise State. They played a ranked Florida. They played a ranked Miami. North Texas, 101st in strength of schedule compared to South Florida's 36th, and or North Texas. And North Texas has allowed 60 rushing yards to the quarterback in 2 straight games. Byron Brown, he rushed for 160 last week against Charlotte. I think that dual passing and running is going to help them. I think South Florida comes away with the win tonight, and I'm going with the Diamond. Tarek Skubal, under 19.5 outs. He's gone over in the last 2 games, but in a decisive game 5, I think that they're going to go with the bullpen, a little more pitching matchup to try to get the right matchups against the Mariners to try to close out this series. So I'm going to take Skubal under 19.5 outs.
No, I do not like that one so much, Soupy, that here's what I'm going to do. If your play does hit, then we're going to leave it alone. I don't think it's going to hit. So I'm going to give out a piece of coaching company merch. And all I need you guys to do, if you're watching on YouTube in the chat, is just type in Soupy. And that's how you enroll in this little game. And so if I think Scubal's going to go at least 8 innings tonight. And I don't care if he gives up 3 or 4. So if he goes, what is that? That's 18 is 6, 19 is 6 1/3. So he just has to go 7 innings, right? 6 2/3. All right. So 6 2/3. And if he does, then we're going to give out a piece of merch. If you win, then people win their bet. Is that fair, Soupy?
I like it.
Wow, I thought I'd get a little more fire from you saying, Coach, you don't know what you're talking about. Coach, I feel great about this one. Coach, you're on the wrong side of the fence. Something.
I don't need that because I already have the confidence that my bet's hitting.
Interesting.
Feeling good.
I'm glad somebody is. All right. Brandon, coming upstairs to you, big dog. What do you got today?
Well, Coach, I stayed away from the same game parlay today because Saquon Barkley just let me down last night. Like, I don't know what the Eagles offense is doing. I just don't. They're broken. So we're going to go to the Seattle Mariners, Detroit Tigers game 5, and we're going to stay there. We're going to go Cal Raleigh over 1.5 HRR. That's hits, runs, and RBIs. He has hit this number every single game in this series. Every single game. So if it doesn't hit tonight, I'm not betting anymore. Then we're going to go to the total in the game in the first 3 innings. No runs. 2 of the best pitchers in the league are going head to head. You just got to go to the first 3 in an elimination game without giving up a run. I think both of these guys can get it done. So we're going to go first 3 under a half a run at plus 250. And I said no same game parlay, but if you do parlay that like I did because I'm a degenerate, it's at plus 670.
A resident degenerate. If you got to do an SGP, all right, that's going to be a sweat. That's the ultimate sweat bet right there. 0 runs to the first 3 innings. That's a sweat, but plus 250, I like it. All right, good job, Brandon. Soupy. All right, now, Raphael, coming over to you. I need you to speed up just a hair for me because that's on me. What do we got today, Rafi?
Well, Coach doesn't know nothing because I'm going to Mariners Tigers over 5.5 runs today at minus 120. Keep an eye. We could see 6 at even money on the over. 5 out of the last 7 games have gone over the total. And Screwball's only pitching 6 innings. His last starts hasn't gone past the 6th inning. So I think bullpen give up runs today. And I'll take Fresno State, Colorado State, first quarter under 10. Some books have 9.5. I would still accept a 9.5. Sprinkle a little Colorado State team total under at 20.5 as well.
Oh, a little hashtag stay on your toes. All right, it is time. We got to roll it quick. Footy Friday. Producer man. Move it along. European World Cup qualifiers today. What do we got?
Switzerland and Sweden, and with the Swedes averaging 3.8 team goals at home, while the Swiss, they score an average of 1.6 team goals. We're going to go ahead and ride with both teams to score to start the weekend. Plus, I like the home team as favorites in this one and to get you off to a strong start. Let me get Sweden first half, team total over half a goal. They average 2.3 first half team goals. Then Iceland and Ukraine, I'm going to roll with another both teams to score. Iceland come in, they have scored a goal in 9 of their last 10 matches, while the Ukraine, they've scored in 8 of their last 10 games. Then I looked for 2 potential blowout spots where we could get in and get out early, with starting with Germany, Luxembourg. Germany first half over 1.5 goals. The Germans average 1.4 first half team goals. And then France, Azerbaijan, the over 2 first half goals, as Azerbaijan, they concede 2 first half goals on the season. And lastly, the first half parlay. We're going to go ahead and roll that back. We just simply need a first half goal and the 4 matches listed for a nice plus 140.
I absolutely love it. And hopefully, I mean, that was mainly all Friday. That means we got the whole weekend off. You're going to be cashing all those today. I need to see my man Soupy. Soupy, if you can spell Azerbaijan right now, I'm going to give out another piece of merch to one very lucky person in the chat. Azerbaijan, go.
ASC.
Azer, and you went ASC? It's AZERBAIJAN. So everybody in the chat, Soupy just let you down. You could have had an I Bet Wrestling shirt for Crown Jewel tomorrow. You could have had a lot of things. Soupy, you let everybody down. Everybody in the chat that wrote your name, they wrote Soupy. They're chanting for you. But alas, it was not to be. I feel good about the best bets, though. Don't pick your chin up. Pick your chin up. Because still to come here on the show, we got to break down a huge weekend in college football, a huge weekend in the NFL, and also one game tonight in Seattle for the right to move on and play the Toronto Blue Jays. We're just getting started. It's a vibe. Coach and Company, Stadium, and Bally Sports Live.
Then Fitz take his shirt off. And here's the thing. If you take it off, Scat will take it off.
Yeah. Oh, we got a deal up here.
Hold on, no, hold it right there. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off. Take it off.
All right, here we go. Don't hit the buttons. Please.
By the way, is this the best possible you could put? Good looking out, Jackson.
Yeah, get your, make sure you don't rip the mic off.
Wait, let me scoot over.
Well, don't worry about the mic. We'll get a new one of those. The mic linebacker.
Oh, yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, let's go. Okay. Woo. Now give the woo. Yeah. Let's go.
I think we need the Scataboo chant.
Scataboo, scataboo, scataboo.
There we go. And with that, we will let these two go enjoy an incredible victory over the Philadelphia Eagles. But it was so good, we got it.
Have we ever seen a guy take a city, Soupy, by storm? Scataboo's an absolute rock star.
In a market like New York, to have that personality, it just makes it that much better, especially because they're winning. This is optimism finally for the Giants fans for the last 15 years have been god awful. The fans are happy. All my Giants chats were blowing up last night.
I bet they were, especially the ones that were in Philly. Hey, Raphael, your thoughts on Scataboo?
Bet all his prop bets maybe under now because the public is just going to skyrocket him. Every betting prop bet, they're just going to bet it over.
Brandon, this dude, he's a dude.
I nicknamed him Bam Bam last night on BetMGM tonight because it just runs through everything. It's so much fun to watch.
You know that Ryan Fitzy, like when he did the chess thing, was like, oh damn, shit, that dude is solid, absolutely solid. All right, the Giants they improved to 2-4. The Eagles, they got a long way to go because last night they did not look good. Coming up in the second break, we're going to talk about tush push karma. Yeah, it's a real thing. We're back in 5 seconds. Oh, quick comment from the chat today. The chat queen Kimberly says, this reminds me of the time Soupy said a pitcher was going to give up 9 strikeouts, but he gave up 9 hits instead. So Soupy continues to catch the strays from our favorite viewer. Ouch. All right, Raphael, my guy. I need to see your face. We're getting ready to go back to school here in a second. Big weekend. 10 teams in the SEC are inside the top 20. Of course, they'll knock each other out as they go. But right now, they are the dominant conference in college football. What do you got for me today, however?
Yeah, the Texas-Oklahoma game, the total's moving upward just because the announcement of QB John Mateer probably going to play. We could see this total move to 46 by kickoff just because of him being behind center. And the big matchup in the Big Ten, Indiana, Oregon. That evil half a point is finally off. It's 7 now pretty much everywhere. Don't forget, this number opened up at 9.5. So if you like the Ducks, which I do, you're getting a great number right now. And then when we were talking earlier, a lot of line movement. LSU game is going crazy right now. We can see probably 10 or 10.5 now against South Carolina, which was 8.5 maybe 2 days ago. So a lot of LSU money coming in.
Man, it's more movement than we normally see. It's why we start Tuesday with looking at all these games because 2 points, 3 points, that's a big movement. College more so than pro, I think. Would you agree?
I would agree, and I think the matchups this week are so much better than last week's matchups. I think that's why the heavy money's coming in on a Friday normally than we do on a Saturday morning.
Very good. All right, Raphael's going to be in the chat with Chuck, and right now we're going to head back to school. All right, guys, we're ready to break it down. And we're going to start right at the top because I feel like, Brandon, Ohio State has gotten no love because of the way they're winning, and they're okay with it. Holding Minnesota to 3, holding Washington to 6, holding Texas to 7. They have not allowed double digits all year. And now they go on the road to number 17, Illinois. They got really beat badly a few weeks ago by Indiana. But last week against Purdue, showing why people think they're a pretty good squad. Your take on this one tomorrow?
Yeah, look, this Ohio State team is really, really good, and they don't get enough love. And it's probably because they're not just like extremely blowing out teams. They don't continue to put their foot on the pedal all the way through the fourth quarter because they don't need to, because they don't give up more than 7 points. So I do think this Illinois team can score the most points on Ohio State than they've given up all year long. But that being said, Ohio State 62-10. They're going to run all over them.
We know that Illinois can give up points, Soupy.
And Ohio State's been one of the best offenses. Jeremiah Smith and even Carnell Tate, he's been absolutely incredible. Julian's saying this first-year starter, he is leading in completion percentage, near to the top in yards and passing touchdowns. We're not talking about him because this is status quo. This is status quo for the national champions. I think they're going to roll through Illinois this week too.
Jeremiah Smith, if you guys are late to the party, if you didn't watch him last year, this dude is going to be probably a top 5 pick, would you say? I think he's going to be a top 5 pick.
Yeah, he'll definitely number one wide receiver, probably top 5.
Yeah, and he still has another season. He's only a sophomore, so he still has one more year, but he's an absolute man. Look at those numbers. Ohio State trying to go back-to-back this year out of the Big Ten. All right, let's go to the SEC. Because this is a team in Alabama that I really don't know how good they are. They beat Georgia at Georgia, workmanlike. Then last week, if not for Pavia and the turnovers, who knows what would have happened at home against Vanderbilt. But Brandon, they're going on the road to a Missouri team that is ranked 14th. But a lot of people go, they're not quite that good. Is this a big test for Alabama?
Yeah, this Missouri secondary can be had, and that's probably the weakest part of their defense. Their edge rushers, they can get to the quarterback. They're going to create some havoc with Ty Simpson, but Ty Simpson's one of those guys we're just not talking enough about over at Alabama and the job that he's doing. 1,400 yards, 13 touchdowns, only 1 interception. So he protects the ball really well. I think they torched this Missouri secondary. I think Alabama wins this one big. I'm on Alabama. I'll give up the points all day long at 3.5.
I also like his attitude. I like when he does interviews. I like how he respects the opponent. Last week in the middle of the post game, everybody's coming up. Thank you. Yeah, great job. We respect them, but we don't forget. That's the kind of quarterback that I want running my team, Soupy.
I love Ty Simpson. I love the way he's playing right now. I have him ranked in my top 5 of Heisman candidates. So I think another impressive game against Missouri. And he mentioned it. They're 6th in pressure rate, that Missouri pass rush. That is going to be tough. And Simpson's not much of a scrambler, so that Alabama offensive line has to keep him in the pocket. And on the other side, Missouri, Amon Hardy, we got to watch out for him. Nation's leading rusher. If he can break open and open up that pass game for Missouri, that can be the problem. I do think Missouri can pull out this game. I think this is the upset for them.
Wow. It feels, unfortunately, like we've been here before when Missouri has a good team. They have a really good record. They're welcoming in a big-time opponent, and then wah, wah, wah. So we'll see. It's only 3. If you're a Bama fan, you're not going to get this number very many times on the road. So maybe take advantage of it. Money line, I don't hate that one either at -160 to just win the game. It might be worth it. You guys choose. Game number 3. And this one's a wild card for me, Brandon, because last week I really thought that Texas giving 4.5, 5, depending on your book, that they would go into Gainesville and put the final nail in the coffin for that team and that coaching staff. And then Florida comes out and dominates physically and dominated Arch Manning. And now they've got a freshman who's an absolute man on the outside. But this is a different animal. This is going to be at Texas A&M. And Texas A&M has proven last week, blowing out Mississippi State, that they are a team to be reckoned with. If we can change that graphic, producer man, over to Texas A&M. Thank you. Brandon, your take.
Yeah, look, Texas A&M is a lot better than a lot of people give them credit for. And when you go to Kyle Field at College Station, it is the toughest place in college football to play a football game. I don't care what anybody says. That stadium is ruckus. They call him the 12th man for a reason. Texas A&M is, I think they're going to win this game. I don't know that they cover the spread. I might play Florida plus 7.5, but this Texas A&M team is good. They're going to win this game.
Soupy, let me come over to you because A&M has already scored a lot of points, at Notre Dame. And then last week, they were giving 17.5. They were down 3-0 into the second half. And I was like, man, that number was completely off. And then they end up covering, winning 31-9. How good do you think A&M is right now?
I watched that whole Texas A&M Notre Dame game. My God, Marcel Reed and Le'Veon Moss, two explosive players, and Mario Craver, an explosive wide receiver. Even Casey Conception, they just can. That's what they can do, though. They can get these points quickly. They can get the big play, and I think they're going to do that against Florida. Billy Napier last week was the, oh my God, I might get fired. I actually have to win a big game. He got that. I think he's safe for at least another week, but going into College Station, no, I got Texas A&M.
Maybe Billy Napier should say that into the mirror every single week and just put the blinders up. Today's a big day. My career could end. And we go out and play. They always play well. Watch the documentary on Netflix. Whenever their backs are against the wall, he figures it out. So we'll see if Florida can do it 2 weeks in a row against Texas and then Texas A&M. Now, this is the big one, the top 10 matchup to see just how good Indiana truly is. Because Oregon, 2 weeks ago, went on the road, got it done in Penn State, although they blew a double-digit lead late. So, Brandon, Oregon right now, number 3 in the country, behind Miami and behind Ohio State, laying 7 and the hook. Does the hook matter to you?
It does not. Look, this Indiana team, I think, is very overrated. And I know that you talk about Kirsinetti and all they do is win, and you can just Google them and all that other stuff. But Google who they've played. Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, an Illinois team that is probably the biggest frauds of the college football season, in Iowa, in which they had a 5-point victory in the final minute of the game. So I think this Indiana team is going to get beat, and I think they're going to have a dose of humble this weekend. I think Oregon rolls.
Humble pie is delicious sometimes if you're delivering it, huh, Soupy?
Yeah, and they're going to Eugene. They've won 18 straight at home. That is the longest record in college football. You have to take that into a factor. The only thing I could say is Indiana is a good pass rush. Are they going to be able to just make Dante Moore scramble a little bit, get him nervous, get him out of the pocket and uncomfortable? But Oregon's offensive line has been really good this year. I think they've done better than they were last year. Last year they struggled very early. I just think that whole factor, I love Oregon a lot better. I think it's going to end up being, we're going to see the Indiana are the frauds like they were last year.
All right, and finally, we would be remiss if we didn't at least shine a little bit of a light on the Red River rivalry. And who would have known that Oklahoma would be the undefeated team, that they would have the Heisman Trophy candidate at quarterback who is scheduled to come back from injury, and not a moment too soon, Brandon, because this one, Texas, clearly their backs are against the wall.
Yeah, and we don't know what John Mateer we're going to be able to get, right? Coming off of that hand surgery, and you're only, I believe 2, maybe 3 weeks removed from that surgery. He is very good. And even if he's not playing in this game, I like Oklahoma. I like the way Oklahoma plays. I'm not a big believer in Arch Manning. I know he's still a freshman. I know he's still got a long way to go, and I know he can still develop. But I just watched his footwork. I watched the way he plays, the decisions that he makes, and I'm just not a believer in Arch Manning. I think Oklahoma rolls.
Yeah, I think we're starting to see why nobody has been like, hey, Arch is going to come out early. There's a reason he has been okay sitting behind Ewers and now playing out all the years that he will have left at Texas. He is just not ready for the NFL. He's not even ready to be a Heisman candidate yet. Big week for him. We're back live. Coaching Company. Break now. Let's go. Or I'm 30 seconds early. How about that? I can't even read a clock. Soupy, I feel like you right now. I really do feel like you right now.
It's Friday.
Is this
We're
how
chilling.
it feels?
Yeah.
Is this how it feels?
The brain just kind of.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking down going, wait, I'm looking
gotta go.
Yeah. All right, coming up on the other side, we head to the NFL. Huge weekend in the National Football League. This is Coaching Company on Stadium and Valley Sports Live. All right, we continue here on our YouTube page for all you degenerates out there. Please don't forget to hit that like button on the way in. It really helps the show grow. All right, I call it tush push karma. And Brandon, last night when the Eagles headed down to the 3-yard line, they then ran the tush push 4 different times. It took 3 minutes out of my life that I cannot get back. Did they
I
find
mean,
karma finally?
it felt like 3 months, right? It felt like 3 months since Saquon Barkley's touched the ball as well. 12 carries last night for Saquon Barkley. Give this man the ball in the red zone. It's like you knew I had a parlay in which Saquon Barkley would score a touchdown. What are you doing? What are you doing? From the 4-yard line, you didn't give him the ball once. The ball once. You have AJ Brown throwing his hands up in the air like, guys, what are we doing here? We're just going to touch push all the way through. Can somebody else get a chance here? Like, it's terrible. This play has got to be eliminated from the league.
It has to be, because it's starting to affect a lot of different things, to your point. And I know the numbers, we're never going to think about the bettors and the gamblers in this, but those are real bets that people are making. Anytime touchdowns are incredibly popular. So, Soupy, when I sit there and watch 4 times straight up the middle, it's infuriating just from an entertainment standpoint and from a betting standpoint.
That's why I didn't understand that the NFL didn't outlaw this. It was so close. You felt like it was going to happen. And all of a sudden they were just like, nah, we'll let it play. I don't know why, because it feels like everybody's against the Eagles with this play. And we saw why they are last night.
By the way, how miserable did Lurie look up at that shot, the owner of the Eagles, all by himself? I'm assuming that was his wife sitting next to him. I don't know. I don't know what his wife looks like, but they look like they wanted to be anywhere but there. I mean, I've never seen a billionaire look that miserable. I'll try it. Let me hear. I'll try. I can take a loss at the Meadowlands. Damn. Oh, it's not that bad, Jeffrey. It's not that bad. You just got a chip. You're good. All right, we're talking NFL. We're back live in just 5 seconds. All right, we have crossed the bottom of the hour. If you're watching us live, thank you very much. It is 10:32 in the East, 7:32 in the West. This is Coach and Company on the Stadium Network and everywhere that Stadium lives. Amazon Prime Video, DirecTV, YouTube TV. We don't care where you consume us. We just care that you consume us. All right, big weekend in the NFL. Already the Giants making news last night, blowing out the Eagles at the Meadowlands to send shivers through the NFL. But now let's focus on this weekend. I need to see Raphael first and foremost. Give me a couple of nuggets that you have found heading into the weekend.
Jaguar money coming in, which is a little bit shocking. Everyone likes to fade the Monday night team because it's a short week, but this one opened up at pick, and now it's -1. But don't forget, Seattle has so many injuries on both sides of the ball. I can see Jaguar money continue to come in. And the biggest team bet on parlays and teasers is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Opened up at 5.5. It's 6. I can guarantee you by kickoff, it's going to be -7. Don't forget the Steelers are off a bye week, and they get to host a rookie quarterback coming to Pittsburgh. We could see a bloodbath in that game. And I want to tell people, you know my phrase, pump the brakes on this Detroit-Kansas City game. A lot of Chiefs money coming in, but that money is small. Books are telling me they think the Sharps are waiting to see how high this Chiefs number comes so they can pound the Detroit Lions. So wait to see what this number does. It's the late game.
Very interesting. Sunday night football. We will have a live show on Sunday morning, so we'll see where that number is at about 10 hours before game time. Raphael will be all over it on that. Does it feel a little bit weird to you, Raphael, that we have not heard, seen, talked about Aaron Rodgers since they won that game over in Italy or France, wherever they played it at?
I got to give him credit. He has not been in the news because of his mouth. He's been in the news for his play, but not his mouth. So I got to give him credit.
Yeah, 3-1. 3-1, taking on the 1-4 Cleveland Browns. Dylan Gabriel, but now Shadir Sanders. He keeps moving up the ladder because Joe Flacco is now in Cincinnati. Interesting trade. Raphael, we'll head over to the chat, and it's time for us to do a little kickoff right here, right now. Boys, we start with a big one, and whenever you go west to east, the body clock is always a narrative, always a topic. Brandon, we're going to start in Tampa because the Bucs are 4-1. All 4 of their wins so far have come in the final minute of the game. It's been an incredible tightrope walk for Baker Mayfield and his squad. And now you come in, Mac Jones, he looked amazing in their win 10 days ago or 8 days ago from where we're sitting right now against the Rams. So 49ers, they come in also at 4-1. Your take on this one?
Baker Mayfield for MVP. Baker Mayfield has been unreal. And when you watch that guy on the sidelines and you watch him, close his eyes before a final drive, I almost feel like it's those old GIFs, right? Where the sunglasses come over and the cigarette goes into the mouth and all of a sudden the Thug Life and the Tupac song starts playing because he's coming in to ruin your day. Baker Mayfield is a dog, and it's time to start talking about him like he is a top 5 quarterback in this league.
Can't argue with any of that because part of being an MVP is winning ball games when you're not supposed to win them. And Soupy, that's exactly what they have been doing.
I've seen Baker Mayfield. He's going, I think he's third in odds right now, right behind Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. So he's definitely someone to talk about. I don't think the time is going to affect the 49ers that much because this is a 4:25 game. So still good enough for San Francisco. And I think that Mac Jones is going to be able to exploit this Tampa Bay secondary. They're not a strong secondary. It's their rush defense, their run defense. That's great. But they got Christian McCaffrey. And last week, Rachaad White did not run well, just 41 yards on 14 carries. I'm taking San Francisco.
Okay, so we got a San Francisco. We have a We Love Baker. Big Chuck, let me come over to you because I'm looking at that total of 47.5, and the Bucs have very much been an over team so far this year.
They've definitely been an over team, and this 49ers team, they've also been a popular side. I'm seeing that numbers kind of come down. I'd like to see the Bucs even get a little bit lower, even though they're only 2-4 their last 6 ATS against the Bucs. But travel, injuries, and this total, it's went under in 6 of their last 7 meetings. But combined, these two have went over in 20 of the last 28. I'm kind of liking the Bucs here. I'm hoping to get a better number. I'm liking that $3 Bucs team total and the leaning towards the over currently.
I wonder if the Niners are a good teaser team because if you give me 9, the way the Bucs have won every single game, that's a lock. Every game, last possession, 4 times. You give me 9, I think they're a great teaser option. By the way, some of you out there may be saying, why are you starting with a 4:25 game? Because we always go in order of time. Have you guys seen the early slate of games this week? Maybe worse than last week. Broncos, Jets. Stop me when there's a game here that you guys want to watch. Broncos, Jets, Cardinals, Colts. Anyone? No. Chargers, Dolphins. No Tyreek. Nobody for the Chargers. Anyone? No. All right. Browns, Steelers. Cowboys going to Carolina. Nobody. Okay.
Carolina looks good right now. They look good. They had a nice comeback last week.
Rams, Ravens. 1-4. I mean, this is brutal. Patriots, Saints. Wow. Thank you, schedule makers. Thank you very, very much. You make it very much easier to go play golf with my son after we do the show 10 a.m. live on Sunday. All right, let's move to Sunday Night Football because this is a game, guys, that in all honesty, all kidding aside, is going to have a big-time effect on the rest of the season. For the Lions, they think they're the best team in the NFC. They want that number 1 seat. And right now, they're tied for the best record because there's no undefeated teams left in the league. And now the Chiefs at 2-3, after losing at Jacksonville, they're not thinking about the number 1 seed. They're thinking about, hey, we got to win this division. Let's not fall to 2-4. And this is not the team, Brandon, you want to play when that mentality is there and you have to win a game. It's going to be a tough one for Kansas City at home.
It is going to be a tough one for Kansas City at home. I think this is going to be a shootout, though. I think both of these offense just ball out. I think you're going to see a big game from Jared Goff. I think you're going to see a big game from Jahmyr Gibbs. I think the passing game on the Kansas City Chiefs side is going to be a lot better. I know Xavier Worthy is doubtful for this game, but there are a lot of emerging stars on the Kansas City Chiefs defense, and Patrick Mahomes just finds a way. I think you're looking at a huge over here, and I think that you're looking at playing both team total overs as well.
I love that take. And to your point about Kansas City, Thornton has emerged as a really good wide receiver. He had 90 yards on 3 catches last week. Hollywood Brown, not a bad option. And then Xavier Worthy, a little dinged up. But after this week, Soupy, Rashee Rice gets to come back after serving his 6-game suspension. So if the Kansas City Chiefs can win this week, they'll be fully healthy heading into week 7 and beyond. So that should be somewhat motivation for them.
I think that's what they're kind of waiting for, just to have Rice back, just have that full complement of receivers back. I kind of agree that this is going to be a shootout. As good as both defenses are, they will let the offense take over, and they will sort of make this into a high-scoring game. We know both teams can pass. Both teams can run. I think Kansas City started to give the ball to Hunt a little more. He had a couple of rushing touchdowns. It's tough to lean on one team just because I think it can go back and forth. That's why I'm going to lean towards the over.
And to back up your point, last week, Detroit, to the Jake Brownings of the world, gave up 21 points in what looked like a blowout cover, laying 9.5. Big Chuck, that got dicey towards the end. They were 1 score away from covering, and then they get that late safety to win by 13. So the Lions certainly are a willing over dance partner.
Very much so. And these two have actually went over in 8 of their last 9 meetings. But I also love the Chiefs in this spot. The Chiefs, the way to play them was to back them against the Ravens, go ahead and fade them against the Jags, and then come back to them in this game. Plus the Lions with Goff, he traditionally has struggled on the road, away on grass also. So I think he may struggle, but still put up some points. I like him to throw interception, but give me the Chiefs all day. 5-2 against the Lions last 7, and 14-1 straight up their last 15 at home.
I actually don't mind the money line on this as well. It's not normally when you talk 2.5, 3, it's up in the 50, 60. This is only 35, which tells you the books understand it's a tighter game. So I'm with you. But if I'm playing the Chiefs, I'm laying that 35 cents and I'm taking that 2.5 points out. I'm not going to screw myself, which has happened a million times before. Now, the team that the Chiefs are always battling for that top spot, for the right to call themselves the best, for the right to go to the Super Bowl the last several years, the Buffalo Bills. And the New England Patriots looked like the better team last week. So now the Bills have to pick it up, go on the road to that bitter rival, the Atlanta Falcons. So now, Brandon, they've got to figure out, how do you get your own energy up? How do you get your own thing going when you go to a place that's not a great environment, and it's also a team you hardly know at all?
Yeah, and look, the Atlanta Falcons have struggled with their identity in the course of this season as well. We don't know which Michael Penix is going to show up. We don't know which offense is going to show up. We don't know which defense is going to show up for the Atlanta Falcons. I think this is a get-right game for the Buffalo Bills. I think the Buffalo Bills come into Atlanta, which is a loud stadium, except there's no Chick-fil-A open, and they run all over them. So I think the Buffalo Bills take this one. I love their team total over in this game, and I think that they win this one big.
Okay. Do you agree with that, Soupy?
Yeah, Buffalo Bills, too many silly turnovers last week, fumbles. Josh Allen has gotten so much better. He used to be a guy who would dominantly run. Then he became a guy who would pass, but would throw interceptions. And he's been clean for the most part the last couple of years. I think last week was just a little bit of a fluke game going against the Mike Vrabel defense. I think they get right. Yeah, the Falcons, I feel like I don't know who they are. I don't know what Michael Penix is right now. He's kind of fading. I just think Buffalo gets this done.
15 seconds, Big Chuck. Bring us home.
I actually like the Falcons. The Bills tend to struggle in the ATL, only 1-4 straight up. And then looking at this total, I think we may see a lower scoring game. 9 of the last 13 Falcons games have stayed underneath the number of Falcons and under.
I really think the Bills are changing from an over team to an under team. They have really good clock management, and they got James Cook. So they're not an over team anymore. So I agree with that. Gentlemen, well done. Coming up on the other side tonight, there is one game on the diamond for the right to play the Toronto Blue Jays. What do my guys think about it? We'll discuss it next. Tigers, Mariners, Coaching Company right here on Stadium. All All right, guys, a legend has passed away, and we wanted to pay our respects this morning to 106-year-old Sister Jean from Loyola of Chicago. She shot to fame several years ago when she became the face of their Final Four run, and then they had another couple of good years after that. And Raphael, during that time in the big dance, boy, were they media darlings.
Oh, they killed us. The Ramblers killed us every time they played. And people would come up, can I have $20 on Air Jean? They wouldn't even say Loyola. They would mention her name before they mentioned the team name. So, yeah, her fame crushed the books during March Madness.
And say what you want, CBS may have done a little overkill at that time, but you know how networks are, Soupy. When you see a story that's popular, you run with it. And then she is such a sweet person.
Yeah, when you have angle, you're gonna run through it, but it's a good story. She, sort of their mask, sort of like, their cheerleader. It made a great story at that time, and especially in March Magic, you're always trying to find those Cinderellas that bring the good story, and she did that.
Big Chuck, this was kind of your era with Loyola.
Absolutely. They made me some nice money. I followed them quite a few times with Sister Jean, RIP Sister Jean. She brought a lot of nice exposure to the school also, so should be greatly missed.
Brandon, 106, and she only retired 4 days ago. They announced she's got to step back. Crazy the life she led.
Yeah, look, she's an absolute legend. I'll never forget that Final Four run, tournament run for the Loyola Ramblers, and watching her on screen and just betting Loyola just because Sister Jean was in attendance. So
it was a real thing. It was a real thing. You didn't want to bet against Sister Jean because you wanted to see her reaction, non-reaction. You remember how the announcer would be like, and Sister Jean, she'd be like, and you're like, she loves it. She loves it. She loves it.
That when you're a head odds maker at that time, you didn't like it.
Look at that. Raphael cursing a 106-year-old woman. All right. Rest in peace. Love you, Sister Jean. We're back 5 seconds. All right. So in Major League Baseball, it's been an interesting postseason, to say the least. Toronto went right through the Yankees. New York is now home. Toronto is now waiting. On the National League side, last night, one of the worst losses you're ever going to see. If you're a Philadelphia Phillies fan, ouch. Your pitcher couldn't have a comebacker, picks it up and throws it like a 4-year-old starting Little League to the backstop to lose the game with the bases loaded. So the Dodgers have moved on to face the winner of the Brewers and the Cubs. That game 5 is tomorrow. The American League game 5, that's tonight. And the Tigers and the Mariners have moved their series back to Seattle. So, Brandon, I want to start with you because Tarek Skubal, this was Seattle's worst nightmare. They had to win game number 4. They didn't, and now his number at BetMGM is 9.5 to the over. He had 9 strikeouts earlier in the season. Do you think because of kind of a shorter time period in between what he would usually have, that could affect him, or is he the dog that we think he is?
He's the dog that we think that he is. However, against the Mariners, he does have an ERA of close to 4. The Mariners can't touch him up. They typically touch him up the 3rd time through the order. So this is a lineup that you're going to be looking at in the 4th inning or later to put up a couple of runs. Now, look, a 2-1 victory, a 3-2 victory is not out of the realm of possibility here. I think that over set at 5.5 is probably around the right number. I think Tarek Skubal is the dog that we think he is, but so is George Kirby. So Kirby going on the other side is an absolute monster. This is going to be a pitching matchup. This is going to be a old-fashioned pitcher's duel, and we're going to see a lot of good baseball today.
Raphael, let me come down to you. It's an 8:08 start. I know you're on the over in this game. What possesses you to think with this pitching matchup that we can get to 6?
Oh, I think it's going to be an under game, first 5. But I think when the bullpen comes to, I think that's when the Mariners are going to push some runs over. I think the Tigers, who are starting to hit better as of late, I think that's when they push runs in. So I'm getting all my runs from probably 5 through 9. So keep an eye out for that one. But I'm going to jump it back. World Series futures. The biggest bets coming in right now is Dodgers versus Blue Jays for the head-to-head matchup. It went from 2-1 to plus 160 right now. So that's what the betting public wants to see.
Soupy, let me come up to you. How do you feel this game could play out tonight for the right to travel? I think they're traveling to Toronto. I haven't even looked at who has a home field advantage. Doesn't matter right now. Your take.
As good as Scooble is, last time he pitched, Tigers didn't win. I love the way that the top of the order for the Mariners are hitting right. Cal Raleigh and Julio Rodriguez and Jorge Polanco, they've been incredible in that top of the line. If they can get things going, I love Seattle. I like them in starting in the playoffs. I like them in this game.
Big Chuck, home field. This is why you play so hard for 162 to get home field on games that really matter, like tonight.
Definitely like the Mariners in this spot. Plus, they're 11-3 the last 14 against the American League opponents. And surprisingly, the total has went over in 5 of these two teams' last 7 games. And liking this one, this could be an ultimate live play spot also at 5.5. That could dip down. We get 4th, 5th inning. We'll be looking at a super low number to get live for the total to go over.
Last night, I think, didn't we, Raphael, have that live number at 3.5 in the Yankees game? Or not the Yankees game.
Like an hour and a half. It was like
the
3.5.
Dodgers game. Yeah. It was from 7 on. It was like 3.5. We're like, should we bet it? Should we bet it? And it never got there until the end with that. I had nightmares. And if you're that pitcher for the Phillies last night, I would just go on a vacation to Aruba or something and just lay on the beach and just try to figure out how you throw the ball 15 feet. That's what I would probably ask. That was brutal. All right, gentlemen, all week it's been win one, lose one, win one, lose one. We need to have a big game today. So let's get laser focused and lock it in. All right, 10 seconds or less, 1 or 2 nuggets is all that I need. Brendo, start us off.
Yeah, let's stay in the baseball world. Cal Raleigh over 1.5 HRR hits, runs, and RBI plus 135. He's hit that number in every game this series. And then Seattle versus Detroit total under a half a run in the first 3 is plus 250 with these two dogs on the mound. Crazy.
Raphael, you're up.
We're going to Mariners Tigers over 5.5 minus 120. DraftKings just moved it to 6, and now it's even money on the over. I would definitely look at both of them, especially the 6 at even money. And then college football tonight, give me Fresno State, Colorado State. First quarter under 10. Some books have 9.5. Grab both of them. I think there's good value on both numbers.
3 games in college football tonight, including a ranked team. Soupy, where are you headed?
Strength of schedule matters. South Florida has been tested. North Texas has not. And I think that's why South Florida can go on the road and get this win. And Tarek Skubal, I think A.J. Hinch will probably get him out in about the 6th inning and play the matchup, especially if the Tigers are winning. So I'm taking his under 19.5 pitching outs.
All right. Very, very good. And by the way, if you want to be considered for a piece of merch from our brand new merch store, I need you to type Soupy if you haven't already done it. Producer man will throw them up on the Wheel of Doom. And if you don't know what the Wheel of Doom is yet, you better ask somebody. All right. Now it's time for a little Footy Friday. Big Chuck, take us through, and all these games are today. Yes?
Friday Delight, European World Cup qualifiers, Sweden, Switzerland, the both teams to score. Sweden averaged 3.8 team goals at home, while the Swiss score average of 1.6 goals. Plus, I like the Swedes in the first half to get a goal. Team total over a half a goal. They averaged 2.3 first half team goals. Iceland, Ukraine, another both teams to score. Iceland scored a goal in 9 of their last 10, and Ukraine in 8 of their past 10 games. And then a get you in, get you out special. First halves with Germany, Luxembourg. Germany, first half over 1.5 goals. The Germans average 1.4 first half team goals. And then Azerbaijan in France, the first half over 2. Azerbaijan concede 2 first half goals this campaign. And then the first half parlay, we just simply need a first half goal, and the 4 matches listed for a plus 140.
And that has been something we have hit multiple times in the last few weeks. All right, Raphael, make me smarter.
Raise your hand if you knew Game 4 was in the WNBA today, but the Las Vegas Aces have won each of their last 9 road games against the Phoenix Mercury. They're only 3-point favorites, and Phoenix barely won lost last game.
Game 4. And you said the ratings are up right now?
Very
3-0, and they're up.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. Are they sold out, Soupy, for these finals games? Yes?
I got tickets waiting for me. I don't know if I'm going to have time to go tonight.
Do you know where the game is tonight?
It's in Phoenix. Duh.
You're going to duh me after you
Raphael
didn't know where
just
your
said
own
it.
squad? Well, I didn't know if you were paying attention. That's why I asked.
Occasionally I do.
You made history. You made history on the show today. You made history. Not only did you not know where your team played last night, you used it in a take today on the show. That's history. Brandon got a good laugh out of it, huh, Brandon?
I mean, look, it's okay, Soupy. It's okay, Soupy. It happens. I didn't even know the WNBA had a game today, so there's that.
That's so true. That's what I've been saying. My goodness. But hey, ladies, if your ratings are up, savor it, because you're gonna go on the picket line. You're gonna strike. You want to be paid what you're owed. Let's see how that works out for you, gentlemen. Good week. Good job. We'll see you over the weekend. Let's cash some tickets. Producer man, give me that one shot. It's now time for all of you to go out into the world. Be nice to one another. Be kind to each other. Enjoy the weekend of sports. Watch what you want. And also, don't forget, if you've missed Coach and Bro Show, go back and watch it on demand. We've got a podcast, 11:15 a.m. Eastern or so, every single weekday to support the morning show. I encourage you, social media, YouTube, or audio only. Turn on your notifications. Increase what you're doing. Increase your knowledge. And with all that being said, there's only one thing left to do. And I believe you all know what that is. You've got your marching orders. Let's take all of these tickets straight to the pay window. For my entire company, damn it, do I love them all. My man Brandon, Raphael, Soupy, Big Chuck, producer man behind the scenes. I am simply the coach, trying to keep this train on said track. We grind for you so we can win with you. It's what we're all about every single day right here on Coach and Company, Stadium, and Bally Sports Live. Have a great day.